The galaxy's apex killers laughed, until humanity hunted them for sport. The Vorthak had ruled the Outer Rim for 3 millennia. Standing 12 feet tall with obsidian exoskeletons and razor-tipped appendages that could slice through starship hulls, they were evolution's perfect killing machine. Their hunting packs had driven 17 species to extinction, turning entire systems into their personal game preserves. So when the small pink mammals from the third planet of an unremarkable yellow star submitted their application to join the Galactic Council, the Vorthak response was predictable. Laughter. Deep, chittering sounds that echoed through their mandible speakers across the council chambers. Humans. The Vorthak War Prime Zelthak clicked, examining the holographic display of the bipedal creatures. Soft-skinned. No natural weapons. No chitinous armor. Maximum lifespan of barely a century. His compound eyes glittered with amusement. We could exterminate their entire species in a standard galactic month. The other council members shifted uncomfortably. The crystalline Zephyrians chimed nervous harmonics while the gaseous nebulans flickered with uncertain colors. Even the ancient Titan-class world ships maintained diplomatic silence. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood before the assembly, her small human frame dwarfed by the massive alien delegates. She listened to the translation of Zelthak's mockery with a slight smile that didn't reach her eyes. War Prime, she said, her voice carrying clearly through the chamber's acoustics. We humans have a saying. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. Zelthak's laughter intensified. Your dogs. We studied these creatures in your data files. Weak descendants of pack hunters domesticated into uselessness. Like their masters. Actually, Chen's smile widened. We bred them from wolves. And wolves, War Prime, are persistence hunters. We learned from them. The term meant nothing to Zelthak. The Vorthak were ambush predators, explosive, brutal, efficient. They couldn't comprehend the concept of persistence hunting, the terrifying patience required to chase prey across continents until exhaustion claimed them. 3 months later, the first human colonists arrived in Vorthak territory. They came not in massive warships or behind energy shields, but in simple transport vessels carrying families, prefab habitats, and farming equipment. The Vorthak watched with predatory interest as the humans established their colony on Kepler 442b, a temperate world the Vorthak had designated as a hunting preserve. Let them settle, Zelthak commanded his hunting packs. Fat, complacent prey tastes better. The humans built their settlement in the open plains, seemingly oblivious to the dense forests where Vorthak hunting parties waited. They planted crops, raised livestock, and went about their business with apparent naivety. Then the children started disappearing. It began with hunting parties of 3 or 4 Vorthak, standard pack size for terrorizing prey before the final slaughter. They took children from the outer farms first, quick, silent strikes that left only shredded clothing and dark stains on the earth. The humans responded exactly as expected. They pulled their children closer, reinforced their settlements, and cowered behind their primitive barriers. The Vorthak savored their fear, gradually escalating the hunt. But something was wrong. The third hunting pack to disappear left behind only scorch marks and a single Vorthak head mounted on a pike. The head bore a small placard in Standard Galactic. Season opens tomorrow. Bag limit, none. War Prime Zelthak studied the intelligence reports with growing unease. 17 of his best hunters vanished. The humans had somehow reversed the Sci-fi dynamic, but the reports made no sense. Humans didn't possess the physical capabilities for such destruction. Then came the footage. A surviving Vorthak hunter, bleeding from a dozen wounds, had managed to transmit 47 seconds of video before his signal died. It showed humans unlike anything in their initial data files. These weren't the soft diplomats or peaceful farmers from the colony ships. These humans moved through the forest like living shadows, their faces painted with mud and ash. They carried weapons that fired high-velocity projectiles and explosives that could flatten trees. But most disturbing was their behavior. They weren't trying to drive the Vorthak away or defend themselves. They were hunting. The humans had studied Vorthak physiology, behavior patterns, even their mating cycles. They knew exactly when hunting packs would venture out and precisely where they'd establish their ambush points. The humans had turned the Vorthak's own tactics against them, but with a crucial difference. Humans didn't hunt for survival or territory. They hunted for sport. Within 6 months, the Vorthak population on Kepler 442b had dropped from 12,000 to less than 300. The survivors huddled in their deepest cave systems, terrified to venture into daylight. But the humans followed them there too, with night vision equipment and thermal imaging. The galaxy watched in horrified fascination as humanity's true nature revealed itself. These weren't the peaceful farmers and diplomats they'd presented to, the Galactic Council. Those had been real enough, but they represented only one facet of human capability. The other facet had been forged over millions of years of evolution on a death world where everything, the weather, the wildlife, even the plants, tried to kill them. Humans hadn't just survived. They'd conquered their planet so thoroughly that they'd been forced to create artificial challenges to satisfy their predatory instincts. Sports, games, competition. Now they'd found the ultimate sport. Ambassador Chen returned to the Galactic Council 6 months after the colony's establishment. The same delegates who'd witnessed the Vorthak mockery now regarded her with barely concealed terror. The colony reports are disturbing, the Zephyrian representative chimed weakly. Oh, you mean the hunting preserve? Chen asked innocently. The colonists are quite pleased. Fresh air, beautiful scenery, and excellent game management opportunities. War Prime Zelthak, one of the few Vorthak to survive the initial human colonization, spoke through his translator with a voice that trembled. Your species. What are you? Chen considered the question carefully. We're persistence hunters, War Prime. We don't give up. We don't get tired. We don't stop. She smiled that same cold smile. And we've just realized that the galaxy is full of the most interesting game we've ever encountered. The silence in the council chambers stretched for a full minute. Humanity's application for Galactic Council membership, the world ship delegate rumbled, is hereby approved, unanimously. Chen nodded graciously. We're honored by your confidence. As she left the chamber, none of the delegates noticed the small device she activated on her wrist. Across human space, colonial transport ships began changing course, heading for systems marked as hunting preserves by various apex predator species. Humanity had found their place in the galaxy after all at the top of the food chain.